Hi all, welcome to this session. Today we are going to talk about application discovery and how this tool has enabled a faster and high quality application development on mainframe. To introduce myself, my name is Girish Wani. I am a product owner at Swedbank, working for mainframe development platform team. And with me, I have my colleagues, Kristaps Dubus and Rajesh Murugan. So going on to the next slide, we are going to cover the journey of Swedbank in implementing application discovery. We are going to cover a brief introduction about ourselves, and then we are going to cover how and when we implemented application discovery, what were the different challenges we faced, what was the collaboration required, what was the rollout process for implementing application discovery. And in the last leg, we are going to cover the business benefits which we have realized or which we foresee for implementing this tool. Okay, moving on to the next slide. So talking about Swedbank. Swedbank is an international bank which is offering services for private and corporate customers. It has a history of 200 old years. It dates back to 1820 when Sweden got its first savings bank. Swedbank today is operated in 4 countries and it's with 7.3 million private customers and 544,000 odd corporate customers. Swedbank is one of the leading banks in Sweden and in the Baltic countries. A brief introduction about our team. We are a mainframe development platform team. We work on the mainframe tools. We manage the mainframe tools for all the Swedbank developers. We also try to enable mainframe modernization around these tools as much as possible, also with aligning to the industry trends. In today's era of evolving technologies and growing markets, the world is changing fast and organizations are under pressure to adapt quickly. To gain a competitive edge and enable speed and agility, we at Swedbank recognized the need for a complete transformation of its approach to application development. At the core of Swedbank business is IBM mainframe platform. And that's where we realized we have a huge amount of knowledge about our environment, but we were spending too much of time analyzing our application landscapes and trying to work out the interdependencies. And here, we wanted to make sure we were not stifling innovations. So, in subsequent slides, we are going to cover our journey in embracing application discovery as a tool. I would request my colleague Rajesh to take it up from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Girish. Hello, everyone. To introduce myself, so I'm Rajesh Murugan, working as a software engineer in Swedbank since 2019. In continuation to the description what Girish was talking about before, in this slide we'll quickly discuss about the need of application discovery and delivery intelligence. Basically, from developer point of view and the mainframe developers community aspect. So, what are the scenarios that application discovery is really a value addition for the developers? So mainly, whenever there is a new requirement or business changes received from the business users, and how fast we are going to do the impact analysis and apply the code correction, then the subsequent testing, then system testing, then followed by the production delivery. So how fast we are going to do that? So in the traditional waterfall or the V-cycle process, it will take quite amount of time, and all sort of impact analysis would be carried out within 30 to 70 screens. So people, those who are well-versed or those who are having strong knowledge in mainframe, the old school guys, they can easily do this kind of impact analysis with less amount of time. But on other side, in the aspect of emerging towards modern era and the new generation, we are expecting some kind of new tool to perform this kind of quick analysis, static code analysis and impact analysis in much faster way, so that the product can be easily delivered to the customer. It's as quick as possible. It's like easy time to market. So in that aspect, application discovery is exactly fulfilling the Swedbank demand. So that is also one of the key point. And there are a couple of other points. As uh, as we are all working in the mainframe background, most of the business critical and strategic application might have been developed since very olden days in 1980s or 1990s. So those applications have been still maintained by those expertise and seen in most persons. So now it's time for their retirement. So once they go for retirement or their knowledge, we have to protect their knowledge, and that knowledge has to be correctly transferred to the other person. So normally in any industry, typically the physical face-to-face transition will happen, and that is how the transition process will happen. But is there any other new way of managing or collecting all those existing business value in terms of some documentation or repositories output? So application discovery is exactly fulfilling those kind of knowledge retention activities. For example, if a new developer or new person is working on any mainframe application, and it is having vast amount of business logic and function points, and if there is any new change request is coming, whether it is a plant change or it is like hot fix or cold fix, so before going for correction, they have to analyze what are the components impacted. So if they do this kind of analysis in 30 to 70, that will take quite some time. But instead, they can use this tool. They can run the report of various reports against this particular application and the particular program. Within a fraction of a second, they can get the desired output, like what are the components that needs to be changed, what are the external interfaces that is getting impacted, from the upstream and downstream, what are the changes that needs to be done. So we'll have all changes in one place, in one common documentation. So in that aspect, that is one of the need of application discovery tool from Swedbank aspect. And also it really helps in supporting the integration, system integration, and also other interdependencies. For example, the mainframe has been clustered in multiple projects. Maybe one project can have multiple sub-applications, and that sub-application have connected service with different subordinate or other external systems that is running in mainframe or in some other external technologies. So in that case, application discovery is exactly pinpoint and capturing the result where it is impacted, where this particular file or database is having connected to the external systems and so on. So we can get the precise impact analysis with the help of this tool, application discoveries. And also in order to align with the new model digital transformation, if any of the existing ZOS application that is expected to be migrated to any of the API or open systems, if they want to expose their data to the other external APIs. So those sort of activities can also be possible with the help of application discovery. Application discovery tool is really leveraging those kind of possibilities. So these two screenshots are typically the traditional 3270 screen and IDE, Eclipse-based IDE. So that's all in this slide. So I will move on to next slide. In this slide, we are going to talk about the preparation and readiness. So how should we prepare if we want to roll out application discovery? So from Swedbank environment, already we are using a lot of IBM frameworks and tools for several years. In this application discovery initiative and rollout process, we have kickstarted the first level of conversation with IBM representatives, and IBM that was some iterative discussion. Then IBM representative, they visited Swedbank site, and that is how the discussion started. Then we involved everyone for common discussion, and we have prepared the complete set of use cases, starting from end to end, covering all those functionalities or the technical aspect that is being implemented in Swedbank. This is one aspect, and second thing is, if you want to use application discovery, there is a prerequisite. So that is an Aqua, or it is also called as IBM Explorer for ZOS. This is a prerequisite. This is like only IDE, Eclipse-based platform. So application discovery can be integrated on top of that. So this Aqua is something like a base framework that is license-free, and application discovery is a licensed product that can be added as a separate plugin on top of that Aqua. So in short, Aqua is a prerequisite for application discovery. And of course, during the evaluation phase and testing phase, we have got good support from IBM, and they have really helped us to install some of the basic configuration settings in some of the private machines. So where the testing has been carried out. So this testing has been done for quite a while, 2 to 3 weeks, and we are getting some inputs here and there from the development team and all stakeholders. And at the end, most of the use cases has been validated. Most 80 to 80% has been validated, and there are some residual things like some minor tiny issues that has been created as a separate PMR cases for correction, and there is a scope for new improvement, that is for new RFIs has been raised. So if you have a closer look on this slide, this is a schema high-level architectural view. This schema talks about how from end user perspective, how the user will connect to application discovery, and what is the point how all these services are interconnected. If you see this analyze client at the bottom, that is the point where the end user will connect to application discovery tool. The moment they connect to application discovery, the first level of authentication has been verified. If the user is authorized at the particular levels, then they will be able to see the list of all projects in the front end, the screen. From that is the point they can select their application. There's a 3-character application that is based on custom specific. From there, they can list down all the mainframe artifacts like COBOL program or copybooks or decisions, then control cards, POM, then all those elements they can that has been listed out as a separate drop down. From there, they can prepare the report and they can do all sort of impact analysis, whether it is an interdependency analysis or cross-functional analysis, program flow, program chart, different types of graphs. It will be really useful for both for developers, system administrators, and also for business analysts. So business analysts, those who are not familiar with the mainframe artifacts, they can use this tool very much. That's all in this slide. Let us move on to next slide. In this slide, we are going to discuss quickly about the collaboration aspect. To meet this objective for better rollout of application discovery, how the collaboration should be. In Swedbank organization, we as a team, we are the cross-functional team. So we cut across with all mainframe vertical streams, value streams. They're running on different business operations, and also our internal technical teams. We as a team, we are the team. We have driven this whole process of application discovery. We have invited everyone for this common brainstorm meeting, collecting their inputs, both positive and negative. Then there was multiple retro discussion, which is good or which is bad. Then at the end, we have concluded like, okay, there should be some kind of common understanding should be there, so that this application tool will be rolled out successfully. If you see this pictorial diagram, we as a tools team, we are the central team, and we closely collaborated with all supporting teams. This collaboration point is very important, because we should not skip not even a single support function team, because even a single input might be a good value add for the application discovery rollout. Then coming back to the skill set for ADDA setup and maintenance, it is good to have strong knowledge in the mainframe administration perspective. Then the proficient knowledge in Windows Server and scripting. Since application discovery, the backend is MS SQL database, and it is running on Windows Server. It is good to have that kind of knowledge. Then Java knowledge, it is not mandatory. It is good to have because there can be some automation routines that can be written in Java, but it is not mandatory. But if the person is having Java knowledge, that is well and good. Okay, so let's move on to next slide. This is people and tools engagement. Here we are briefly discuss about how the people and tools are engaged together in achieving the application discovery rollout process. If you see this schema, it is explaining how the mainframe artifacts are extracted from the ZOS repository and how it has been converted and propagated into the application discovery database. If you see the left bottommost corner that is highlighted with ZOS, those are the artifacts or items that is comes under ZOS. Mainly the SEM product. So we are using the industry standard SEM product. So on daily basis, whenever the components or baseline are delivered into production, that is the golden copy. That is the gold mine data. So that is the data that is used for all analysis. So we have taken that data as an input, and there is a separate loading process. So that was recommended by IBM in the installation process. That integration process will collect all the mainframe artifacts, and that will be propagated and integrated into the application discovery database. So that is application discovery SQL server. This is a daily process. Whenever actually there will be a delay of 1 day. What are the changes that has been deployed in production in mainframe, that changes will be reflected in application discovery next day, because there is a time, we need some time to integrate everything in application discovery database. So once that is done, the moment the users can see all those artifacts in the front end screen in application discovery tool, that is what it is written in AD analyze. So graphic analyze, reports, and where used analyze. So these three are main things. Apart from that, there are plenty of options and features available in application discovery. Then there is one more note, like application discovery is having a capability to also integrate with IDZ. IDZ is a next level of towards DevOps process. Application discovery is having a capability to integrate with IDZ. So, and moreover, it is also having a feature to integrate with third-party tools, that is also written here. Then coming back to the POC, there are these are the 5 key points that we have categorized under POC: interdependency analysis, application modernization, service function, then database and dataset batch analysis, then AD administration. Interdependency analysis, as I have mentioned before, whenever a program in application 1 that is calling the different program that is running in either in mainframe or is having connection to connected services, how should we know that this program is calling this program in different application? So this is one of the key feature in application discovery. So that interdependency analysis, the program 1 is calling in multiple program in different application. Those kind of cross reference, that is also possible to extract in application discovery. Then application modernization. Then if any of the application that needs to be modernized, application discovery tool, this is the best suited tool for doing those kind of modernization. Then service function, it's just like a custom field addition. Like if you give the program name transaction, it will give the complete flow of what is online program, then downline home subordinate programs are called, then the tables, then use of tables, whether it is insert or delete, or what are the operations that is being carried out in that program, and so on. Then database and dataset analysis, that is also quite one and the same. Whenever any changes we are doing in database, whether it is a new column addition or existing column modification, what are the places we need to do that changes in the downstream. In AD administration, there are some couple of AD administration activities that has been described in the IBM manual about user access, then at multiple levels, then automation routines. So that is also being handled in application discovery tool. So in terms of POC, we have evaluated multiple tools available in the market. Finally, we decided like application discovery, IBM tool is the best suited for Swedbank, since we have been using plenty of tool, both in terms of implementation wise, then maintainability wise, and operation wise. Application discovery is exactly perfectly matching the Swedbank need. So that is how we decided to choose application discovery. So that's all from my side. So I stop here. I will hand over to my colleague Stabs, so he will take it forward.
Thank you, Rajesh. Now it's my time to introduce myself. My name is Kristaps Dubbers. I work in Swedbank since 2015, and currently I'm a software engineer in mainframe development platform team. And now we can proceed with next slide, execution and rollout process. So we decided to create 2 separate software packages, one for ADDI plugin and one for IBM Explorer Aqua with PD tools. For us, this is the way that provides more flexible control over the software versions. We can deploy new IDE version and use it with existing ADDI plugin version or opposite. But it depends what are usage requirements and scenarios. It can be only one software package if needed. Also, customers who don't need ADDI don't spend additional licenses and can use only IBM Explorer Aqua separately. In packaging part, biggest difference is that it is possible to use IBM Installation Manager, but ADDI requires P2 to do it. But it can be done by using P2 as well, only for all the products available from IBM. Then we made script files for installation and uninstallation process. Afterwards, we defined software request instructions and software publishing in internal portal where end users developers can order it. And after these steps were finished, the ADDI package was available officially. And then we can move to next slide. that is ADDI implementation part. After a research for a new approach and development, ZOS-based Aqua was implemented in 2017. On 2018, we began application discovery case study and compared various tools available in market. A few slides earlier, Raj mentioned why we took this decision to choose ADDI and application discovery. And in second quarter of 2018, we were ready to start ADDI proof of concept with IBM that took 3 months with defining user scenarios, installing proof of concept software provided by IBM into our test environments like mainframe and Windows servers, etc. At the end, validation and rollout taking place in the beginning of 2019. And now we can move to next slide, timeline. And here we can now take a better look on the activity timelines mentioned in the previous slide. So 2017, pre-study of ZOS toolset, IBM Explorer, Aqua rollout, user feedback and education. 2018, ADDI evaluation phase, then proof of concept with IBM, application test with developers, and finally deployment and rollout that was finished in the beginning of 2019. And in 2019, we could proceed with ADDI automation tasks, server and client upgradation, project build, maintenance, education, and of course, user support. And if we move to the next slide, challenges faced, here I won't go in deep details, but we'll tell about it in general. About access rights, it is individual question to each company based on solutions that they are using. During pandemic period, a lot of people work from home and companies have to provide secure way to access their systems. This brings in VPN solution, and most likely it will be a separate access group. Main challenge is to find a way how to separate mainframe developers from other users and provide only them with access to AD server and ADDI plugins. So this was one of the challenges that we faced. And if we move to the next one, testing part, to see how different fixes, patches works, and to compare functionality in different versions of product, it is required to use multiple computers. It might sound easy if multiple virtual machines, VMs, are used, but not always it is like that. If we need to test different combinations, for example, different ADDI plugin versions with different IBM Explorer versions or IDZ, also Sandbox server is good to have, or at least duplicate version of production server that matches its setup to test planned changes before they are applied to main AD server. And next one is proper synchronization between mainframe and Windows servers, especially during the ZOS downtimes. What we can add here, we have to be aware of change window. If project synchronization and make process of these following mainframe projects is automated, then it is scheduled in a certain time, which means we have to find a gap where this process won't be affected with change window, plan and maintenance on daily basis. It can also be IPL or server patching that is interrupting this process. About time range of sync and make, it depends on project complexity, how huge this project is. Here we can't provide specific details. It is like individual question. How big projects we load in application discovery, and what is the synchronization and make process time gap that we require to finish these tasks. Also, any firewall or network-related activity may interrupt scheduled task, and AD server won't be able to communicate with ZOS or DB server. Tasks will be interrupted, and then some manual or automated fix will work only. And regarding manual fixing, it is time-consuming, and you have to consider how fast you can provide end user, developer, with the latest version of changes in your tool. So this is another, maybe most important challenge. And the last one, local automation can be implemented whenever applicable. And yeah, that's all for me now. So I will ask Girish to proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristaps. Well, moving on to the next slide, it's about communication. Communication, as it goes with any new tool to be implemented or any new process to be implemented, communication remains the key. So there has to be a multi-fold communication, and that's what we did when we were implementing application discovery. So during POC time, we had constant communication with the IBM representatives. And even after that, we had weekly review calls with all the stakeholders. And there used to be a daily sync meeting within the team. This was to address all the open issues or any challenges we are facing. Post implementation, all the open cases and future enhancements are tracked through IBM's PMR and RFE portal. So we still have a communication going on with IBM. And communication within Swedbank is made through intranet. We also have different tools like Jira, Wiki, and those kind of things where we have a constant communication with all the developers. So yeah, that's it about communication. Moving on to the next slide. This is the last slide in this presentation, and what we are going to talk here is about the business benefits which we either foresee or which we have already realized by implementing application discovery. So as we have seen so far, application discovery gives a capability to visualize applications in a graphical representation. So we can actually see how the programs are coded, how the application flows, how the applications are interconnected with each other. So this actually helps in doing more accurate analysis of mainframe programs, which in a way helps to give a better insight of cross-application dependencies. It reduces the lead time required for impact analysis, and of course, it gives better quality. Overall, if you see, this together helps to achieve a faster time to market. So today, everybody is talking about continuous integration, continuous delivery, the DevOps way of working. And I think application discovery fits right at the beginning of that cycle, right when the whole CI/CD pipeline starts. And with these kind of custom reports, graphs, charts, quicker analysis, overall, I think it gives a better analysis and faster time to market. It enables the CI/CD pipeline. Last but not the least point, which is an underlying benefit, is doing a good knowledge transfer. Most of the applications which are coded on mainframe they have documents, but they are either old or they are not updated since a long time, or there are no documents at all. So with this kind of representation, I think it's much easier to onboard any newcomers or to get a better insight of the application on whole level. So yeah, I think that's what benefits we wanted to talk about. That is all we had. And I'd like to thank you so much for hearing to us. Thank you. Now we are open for questions.